Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast for June 26th to 28th of 2020. All right, so this weekend we come up to the first square of the solar eclipse cycle. So the new beginnings that shifted since last weekend or since earlier last week, good to challenge ourselves with and incorporate in constructive ways here this weekend. On Friday, we do have the moon still in expressive Leo, so great day as it has been for expressing ourselves, getting in touch with our more playful, creative, fun-loving side. But as we get into that Saturday, Sunday square, we do have the moon in more grounded Virgo, making it really good for doing work and things that require improvement and refinement, and seeing how we can use that to again further any new things from last weekend or new perspectives from last weekend. All right, so other than this, we do have Mars sextiling Saturn this weekend, so nothing major but an opening for maybe some discipline and responsibility towards any actions that we might take. All right, so let's take a look at all this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this weekend. We're going to look at this for all 3 days here. For Friday with the moon in expressive Leo, then shifting into pragmatic and improvement-oriented Virgo for Saturday and Sunday. So we are using the actual visible sky, which is different from mainstream astrology. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information, because the signs are different from mainstream astrology. All right, so let's take a look here first at Friday. Take a look at this one step at a time. No major aspects on Friday, but still a great day for expressing ourselves. We had this energy both Thursday and Wednesday, and so in this case, anything that we do find fun, anything we love in life, passionate about, or just find entertaining and creative, could be really good to get into some of that fiery side of ourselves, do the things we love, express ourselves, and cultivate a bit of that playful energy of Leo. So as we start to get into Saturday, we start to enter into the first quarter phase of the cycle, which means it's the first challenges from the new beginnings of the solar eclipse, which took place last Sunday. So in this case, if there has been any new shifts of perspective since last Sunday, or for some of us, some literal new beginnings, could be a great time this weekend to challenge ourselves to incorporate them, right? The square is the integration point between two very different energies, with the moon in that earth sign of Virgo is very different from where this sun energy is, which is the more air energy of Gemini, which deals with learning and more practical things. So that's the challenge this weekend, particularly Saturday and Sunday, is how can we essentially incorporate more flexibility into our life, because both of these are mutable signs and it all comes down to flexibility. Gemini's flexibility is about learning, right? When we're open to learning and willing to be flexible with that and share and exchange with others, that of course incorporates more adaptability and flexibility into our life. So the challenge is how to do that, how to continue to learn, maybe develop our communications with Gemini, but then ground things, right? So Saturday, Sunday, good for improvement, refinement, and doing the work, essentially, with Virgo. And this also creates more flexibility in our life, right? When we have good routines, when we have good day-to-day structures, we have good personal development or health or diet or our work, right? These structures can create more flexibility. So how can we do that? Create the structures while at the same time be adaptive, willing to learn, and flexible, especially because, of course, Mercury is retrograde, so it is a very important time to be flexible in general. And again, learning and experimenting with new things. All right, so as we start to get into the late Saturday and into Sunday time period, we do have Mars starting to sextile Saturn. Nothing major with this one, but just a bit of an opening. And in this case, Mars, the side of ourself that wants to take action, is in a harmonious aspect with Saturn, which is the side of ourself that wants to take time and discipline. So it can actually be a very constructive weekend, especially for anything you're putting your action into. Could be great for that discipline and also just productivity, right? Anything that requires that disciplined nature and time-based nature. So great to channel that in however you might choose to. Again, we won't be forced into it, but it is available. And one thing I want to say about that, though, is with Mars in Pisces, it has been very important to be more receptive to what we want, right? To feel the currents of life and put energy towards those currents versus trying to fight them or go about our own needs in a way that, swims upstream in that sense. So great to be receptive with that, but nonetheless, I think it can be a very constructive weekend for all things that do require patience, discipline, and the actions towards those matters. All right, and that of course adds to the earth energy of, again, that improvement nature of Virgo on Sunday. All right, everyone, so that is the weekend in a nutshell. I do want to mention that early next week, around Tuesday, Jupiter will be conjoining up to Pluto for the second time. This is a more yearly kind of a thing. The last time we had this contact was back around April 4th. And so there's now possibly a shift in the right direction regarding any shifts of our perspective. This has really been a year of paying attention to our beliefs, to our perspectives, our views of life, and how powerful that can be. And so with this second contact, maybe something starts to shift with that perspective collectively. It's a great time for seeing the deep truth of things, which is Pluto, but in such a way that we are seeing the bigger picture, right? Pluto wants to refine, excavate, get to the depths of things. Jupiter wants to expand, see the higher perspective. And so anything that combines those two is great. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, but definitely the shift of perspective coming in again. And if there was anything from around April 4th on this level, that could be a shift coming up soon with that. All right, everyone. But this weekend, Friday, really good for that self-expressive Leo. Saturday, Sunday, improvement, refinement, and a bit of an opening with that disciplined nature at least available. And the most important thing I would say about the weekend in general is the first quarter phase coming up to the first integration part of the cycle, which is that if any new perspectives shifted since around last Sunday, how can we implement them? How can we challenge ourselves to integrate and move forward these energies? And in this case, how can we be flexible and willing to learn with Gemini while build structures and do things that involve improvement and refinement with Virgo? All right, so everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button if you haven't yet. If you want to be notified of when these videos are updated, click the notification bell down below, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.